So right now, we are in the final chapters of Tattva Bodha. We have been reviewing Jagat Utpatti, followed by Jiva Brahma Ekatva. And one who realizes this in totality, not just as a concept, but as a living reality, one who is called as a Jivan Mukta, a realized one, how that being is, and how that being is free from the cycle and the bondage of the karma. So this is the focus of our last few contemplations now. We have completed, in terms of specifically the number of talks, we are right now in the 63 and 64. Would that be right, Saravananji?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will we will continue from here. Essentially, the focus is on Jiva Brahma Ekatva and Jivan Mukta. As Prabhuji keeps saying, realization is who I am and what is the world. So I am the nature of the awareness, auspiciousness is one realization. And the world is not separate from me. And the world is nothing but manifestation of the Brahman. Then only it is complete. Then there is no separation between the individual as an ego entity and the world. And that is the completion, completeness, Purnatva. So this is the focus of the last few topics in Tattva Bodha. So we will continue from here. We have so far had each one of you talk briefly about these topics that Saravananji has been making notes on. So we will use the same format. And I think over the next 2-3 sessions, we should be in a position to wrap up our individual contemplations, and we can decide what we want to do after that. One could be that, we have 1 or 2 sessions to each one presents from the beginning to the end briefly. So that way it becomes a summary view of the whole Tattva Bodha. Or anything else, that we can discuss separately. Hari Om Satyaji.
Hari Om Vijayji.
So Satyaji, in case if you haven't yet seen our contemplation videos, right now we are in the final phases of our Tattva Bodha contemplation. We have been contemplating Jagat Utpatti, Jiva Brahma Ekatva, and Jivan Mukta. So we have actually covered all these. Now individually, in terms of the talks, from 63 onwards, contemplation is needed by individuals, each and every one. Are there only 64 talks, Saravananji, or is there more?
No, it's there. Only I have not been able to take notes.
How many more are there?
I have not gone through the complete list. I think Padmaji
Hari Om
mentioned.
Rupaji. Anybody knows how many more talks are there? Maybe we can just quickly see that also. It's a playlist anyway, right? Okay, in terms of talks, there is 77 talks.
77.
Okay, all right. Okay, so who wants to begin today? Rupaji, are we audible to you?
Yes, Vijayji.
Hari Om.
Hari Om. I spoke before this. I said Hari Om, Vijay.
Oh, okay. Couldn't hear. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. So who wants to begin? So the illustrations are complete. There, we've covered all the chapters, including the Jivan Mukta. So if anyone wants to use this to share your understanding, you can do so. Or right now there is detailed notes by Saravananji till 64. Padmaji, are you in a position to summarize and begin today's contemplation?
I will go second, sir. I'm just going through the notes.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me some time. I will summarize. Yeah.
Okay. How about Satyaji? Is Satyaji ready? Satyaji, are you there? Okay, so maybe some internet issue. Rupaji, how about you?
Sorry, Vijay, I am not prepared this time.
Okay. All right. Shubhaji?
I can give, I don't have a detailed one, but whatever I know, I can say.
Certainly. What do you want to use for your talk?
My own notes, sir.
You have your own notes? Okay, excellent. Do you want to share that, or do you want to just bring
No,
up?
it's more or less what Saravananji has written, so
Sure.
we can follow that also. So
Sure,
almost
sure.
the same, yeah.
Yeah.
Because whatever was there in the video, I've just written down only that.
Okay, excellent. So from where are you beginning? And so you can take over. So you can summarize from wherever you want, and you can
63?
continue from there. So from 63. Okay, sure.
But actually, from 61, it's about Tattvamasi, right?
Yeah.
So I'll just go a little bit before and then come back.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
So next, the topic is Tattvamasi. Here, it's more towards the understanding that Jiva is always limited, and I can change myself, but not the world. So that we need to understand. Once that understanding is there, then we can go towards our spiritual wisdom, or rather towards our bliss. So the main topic he starts with is how can we attain that bliss. He takes the example of the lotus, how it is born in the mud and grows in. Yes, Saravananji.
Yeah, maybe I can start with the question here itself. We cannot change the world.
Yeah.
So what we hear, and then there is the non-Advaitic knowledge version, where there are a lot of these books are written about the power of positive thinking. You can create the world you want by thinking positively and what you want to see. How is like
Yeah, that positive thinking is coming from you, not from others, right? So you are changing yourself to think positively. So that
but
is
then
also
like
the change from inside you.
Mhm.
you cannot ask the world to think positively, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Thinking is
But
coming from inside you.
can I change this scene? Can I change the way the world by thinking the way I want? Does it like?
At the end of the day, it's your collection of thoughts, right? It's up to you, whether you want that collection of thoughts to be positive or negative. See, this is from my experience.
Okay.
I had
Okay.
see, when it's like when my focus was more on what the other person was thinking, I was always miserable. When the focus changed to myself, okay, what is that I can change? Or then once that thought came in me, then nothing mattered. So we need to change our thinking first. As Prabhuji says, at the end of the day, I am just a thought in everybody's mind, right? I am not the person. I am just a thought. Same way, the other person is just a thought. When you start thinking on those lines, you don't get upset, or you don't get mad at the other person, or you just carry on with your life. So the change happens inside you. So when that change happens, at least on a personal front, I have seen that change.
So are you like? Do you still follow the same way? Like, do you say send your wishes to the world
Definitely, yeah.
for it to come in a certain way that you want?
See, we always send good things around. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Right? So there is no wrong thought in that.
What was the question, Saravananji?
Yeah, so the question started from the point that the world outside us is something that happens where like I as a jiva don't have control over. Okay, so that was the statement, and I just wanted to understand from the modern the world thinking of there are a lot of books being written on this power of positive thinking, where they say that you can create the world that you want by thinking positively, and like you can get things that you want to happen. So
Yeah.
I want to know if it's like has anyone experienced it that way, where like you can consciously put yourself in a positive state and send those kind of thoughts and like see if they really turn out that way.
Actually, I want to share something that I have seen and I have heard about it. In Brahma Kumaris, they actually meditate in the Brahma daily, and it is said that they take the power from the God. In sense, they pray at that time, and
Rupaji, your voice is not very clear. Are you away from the microphone, or
am I audible now?
this sounds better?
Better.
Yeah, what I was saying is I have heard a few things, and I've seen also that in Brahma Kumaris, they do this. What Charavananji said was they think positively and they influence the world. And this happens there. They send, they say that they send positive vibrations, and that influences the their surroundings. And we must have all experienced that when we are near the Guru, or when we are speaking to the Guru, our mind feels peaceful, And that is because of, I feel that is because of the positive vibrations they actually have in them, and that vibrates when we are near the Guru.
Anandji, the simple example would be the difference between when you are in the Gita class and when you are in office. The positivity around this class is different from the positivity you have in your office, right?
Yeah.
I have a few things to add here.
Good, Satyaji. We
Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
hear you.
Yeah. So generally, when we say, our thinking, we can create our own destiny, or our thinking is things positive. What I feel is pain is, a situation or happening of a situation or pain is something which may be inevitable because of the Sanchita karma, but suffering is a choice. So how you react to a situation is basically what we can control with our constant understanding. So I feel that the basic difference, when we are listening to these classes or Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa, or, that changes our thinking pattern. So why people say that you can create positivity with your thoughts? Yes, you can create positivity because you are not in the sulking or the suffering zone. With a conscious effort, you are making a choice to come out of the suffering zone and accept it as it is. That is tatatha. So when that acceptance comes only through jnana, when you are constantly listening to the teachings of great masters or Guruji's teachings, there is a clarity that comes in you that yes, pain or a situation is just a situation. So that is the result of Sanchita karma, which was an arrow which has been left in the past. But then how you are acting now, you can take a conscious decision, and this part of karma is the choice you have in your hands. That is the is it prarabdha karma, if I'm not wrong? That is the arrow which you are choosing to leave now. There you have a choice whether you want to sit suffering or whether you want to take it positively by accepting and doing what you can. So it is not that the people who are in a class or people who are listening to someone, they do not have any situations in life. So people who are constantly doing this, there comes a clarity within them that whether you want this or not, there are some things which will anyway happen. You don't have a choice. You can't stop any of that. But how you react to a situation or how you take that situation and just do what you have to do is something which is there in your hands. And thus the destiny is in your hands. The consequence of an action, consequence of a reaction. We know both. So a consequence of an action is positive, but the consequence of a reaction is not. So that way you can choose to either act or react.
Does Padmaji have anything to say on this matter? Padmaji, are you there?
Yeah.
Sorry, do
No,
you?
I was listening to Shobhaji, then Satyaji. Satyaji said some very deep things, so I was just contemplating on that.
Is there something that you would like to add?
Yeah, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, so I think I agree with Satyaji. If I have to if I have to simplify it, the thing is only when you keep identifying yourself with the body, mind, intellect, there is suffering. Otherwise, if you always try to remind yourself that I'm not this body mind complex, then I think then what is there to do? Then you consciously keep trying to go to that witness mode all the time. And when if we look at a situation and we are a witness there is nothing for us to do, and you will choose your actions also wisely because you are not associating with any side or with any of it. there is a detachment that comes there, I think, when you view anything from a witness perspective. For example, I think in one of the classes before we mentioned, even if there is an argument within the house, if you don't go into it and you just stand and watch it, maybe you might not have anything to say at all, or maybe you might have a clarity that who is right and who is wrong. You will be able to guess correctly, and then need to do whatever you are supposed to do there. I think that thing happens when we have that witness attitude. So that can be helpful also, I think.
Again, this I'm trying to understand, like, from two angles, right? One is we are using our knowledge, saying like, hey, be a witness. It's up to you whether you want to take the pain and suffer later. This is from our view we are saying, but the outside Advaita view, I'm trying to understand, like, why will someone so there's obviously there are things that don't go the way I would want on an everyday basis, right? And no one will want to wish things negatively, right? Everyone wants everything to go perfectly fine, right? And but then the world is not that way. The world I react to, I interact with, is not that way all the time. And I'm sure, like, I will start the day saying, like, you know what, everyone should be happy, healthy, and peaceful, and then start the day, and then later on, as I end the day, I say, like, okay, so many ups and downs, so many. Why should it be so complicated? And when I wish for something good, when my intention is right, why is it the world is so different, or like so complex? And then I think that, like, everything again, I am thinking that, like, is that person thinking it this way? Is that person taking it this way? What is that person intending to do? And everything is running in my head, and I have no idea actually what is
I
going
think
outside.
now you got the exact point when you said everything is in me. So I think here the question is, where is that world that you're talking about? Where is that world that you're talking about, that where you say that, you know, the world may not be like that. I may think like this in the morning, but then the world that I interact with may not be like that. That world is also in your thoughts only. It's not separate from you. I think that clarity has to be established more, I think, when we have such confusions or such whatever emotions that we are going through because of that. I think every aspect is inside our mind only. So the world is also in our mind. That is why they say that with the change in the thought, your world will change. Why is that said? Because that thought is what is creating your world. So you cannot change the world, but you can definitely change your thought. That is in your control. That is in our hands to change that thought. For example, okay, if I have to say I have some not very good relationship with my manager, or with my somewhere where I work. So I have a mindset based on whatever was my first interaction with that person. Okay, say it was not very cordial, or maybe, you know, he has some superiority complex, or he tried to put me down. What happens is, after that one incident, we also are forming an opinion about him. He might be forming an opinion, let's forget that, but we have an opinion about him. So now, next time when I approach, there is already one thing in my head about him. Oh, you know what, first time my interaction with this person was like this. Okay, so maybe, you know, 50% I'm expecting the same behavior from him. He might not react that way, but already I have decided for myself that, you know, this person is going to be like that. Only if he doesn't behave like that, it is going to have some impact on that thought. It's going to at least change that thought. Or maybe you might think that, oh, you know, first time maybe my interpretation about this person was wrong. That happens for us with few people, and we are able to change there. Only in certain relationship, maybe where it is very, very close, immediate family or extended family, is where we are having it very, very strong, those things about them, that this person cannot change, this person cannot change, or but what is the solution to this is only within us. We can only change. We cannot change them. There is no point in wasting the time and energy there also, because it's all got to do with us only. For example, there is an argument. It is our choice whether we want to go into it or not. Once we go into it, then there is no choice, right? But to experience that whole thing, and whatever comes, whether it is good or bad, we have to take it as it comes, like she said. Otherwise, if I choose not to go into that, I have avoided many things, many complications there. So that is why I feel that positivity or whatever it's within us. I have noticed one thing is that if you have any negative thought, any thought has a capacity to keep multiplying in the same way. For example, if you have a negative thought in the morning, oh, I'm going to go here. What if I meet with an accident? Then that same thought will continue, I feel. That is how the mind is designed. It will then start thinking about, oh, if this happens, means what I will do. It's all about something which has not happened, which may never happen, but our mind is just then occupied with that. That is why I feel that some suggestions where they give that, you change one positive thought, then you add another positive thought to it. If you continue this for a few seconds, then that thought will multiply. So it is very, very, like, you have to do it very consciously and in complete awareness, this thing. And it's tricky. It's not easy. So it comes with practice, but I feel.
Because last 2 weeks, personally, I felt like suddenly I felt the world is too heavy, and like I was very consciously aware that I am carrying opinion or like or view of each and every individual, and I have no idea what the individual is really, and it was pushing me into a very negative state. And why did I have to go into the negative state? I don't intend or wish to be negative, right? Ideally, I would like to have like happy environment with lot of fun with people around, and like lot of creative constructive work going on. But then
Ramanji, let's look at it this way. See, when we say I want something, what is that? Let's look at this simple picture. Okay. So what is that, the wheel of life is, in the external world, you have a certain intention, or you want something to happen, which you can call as the aim, or your objective, or your guri. Okay. I want my family to be happy. I want my family to be healthy. I want people around to be respectful. Like that, I want money, I want car, whatever I want, you add whatever you want, right? Each one is nothing but what? It's an aim. It's something that hasn't yet happened, but it is going to happen, and you want it to happen in that way. That is what you call as an aim. Agree? Yeah. So then what you do? You act on it. Then is when you do the action. So I want to complete this report by end of the day today. So you act on it. You sit in the computer, you start gathering the data, you start typing, you act on it. Or you want to do the breakfast, you act on it, you cook. So whatever you do in order to complete that picture that you have is what you can call as action or karma. So far, so good? So in these two, is there any problem in having an aim and in having the in performing the action? Is there any problem? There is no problem because these are pure. Now comes the next important bit, the fruit of that action. So now tell me one thing, when you toss a coin, what are the possibilities? Head or tail?
Yeah.
Okay, just because I feel I am spiritually evolved and I am a great master, can I say that from now onwards, stars will not be there at all? Sun will have to be there all through the day and night.
No.
Or I want whenever the coin is tossed, it always has to be head. Is that even a fair game? Would that create a fair game? No. The thrill of the game is that, when I toss the coin, I don't know whether it's going to be head or tail. And the whole point of the game is, I wish for head. If tail comes, so be it. Because that is the nature of the game. Nature of the game is to produce both head and tail. Nature of any action in life is to produce a fruit. The only problem is, fruit is not the problem. Is the fruit according to my aim is where I have a mismatch. If the fruit is according to my aim, I call it success. I say, yes, I had that intention, I got it. If the fruit is not according to my aim, I say, oh my God, it is not according to my aim. It's a failure. I wanted the report to be ready by end of day. It is 11:30 in the night. I feel very tired. It is still not done. What a lousy day. All because that fellow came and disturbed me for 3 hours. So now I have started feeling that my aim is not fulfilled. So therefore, there is a sensation of or a recognition of a failure. And I don't want failure. Is the problem which causes all the tension in the mind.
You always want to think positive, right? And
Wait. The catch is in what is meant by wanting to think positive. So now I have put a aim. I want to finish. I acted. Something happened. And here at the end of the day, it is not yet completed. So I have failed. So now what is thinking positive in that? So the whole notion is, you see, I am thinking positive. In the morning only I put the aim that it has to be completed. It is not yet complete, so it is failure. So it is negative. The whole pain or the sensation of the suffering is not because the report is not yet complete, that the result is failure. The whole thing is because at 11:30 you don't want that incomplete report, because you're constantly looking at it is not done, it is not done, it is not done, it is not done. Now the question is, just because you have spiritual wisdom, does it mean that at 11:30 magically can the report be completed? It cannot be. What is the right wisdom at that point in time? This is how it is at this point of time. At 11:30, it is still not complete. Now, what is that I want? I want to complete the report. Now, what are the choices at 11:30? Either I can stay for another 2-3 hours and complete, or wake up in the morning and complete, or go to the office and mention that this much only is complete. I needed more time. Something happened. So like that, what are the different choices? So that doesn't mean that I have left my aim. My aim is still completion of the report. Where is the change I'm bringing? When I put an aim, it is not going to happen. It has to happen in a certain time, is where my expectation mismatches. So positive thinking here means that at 11:30, I have the spiritual wisdom, I have the clarity to say, the situation right now is this way. Just because, let's say, I'm Sri Krishna and I'm in the Kurukshetra war, I couldn't put my magic wand and say that, Duryodhana, from now onwards, you're going to be a very kind-hearted and noble soul. Now come and accept and give away half of your land to Yudhishthira. Just because I'm Krishna, if I start thinking like that, I will have suffering within me. So my suffering is not because of the situation, but my suffering is because of how I'm looking at the situation.
Expectation.
My expectation. Nothing wrong in having an expectation. At this point of time, when the expectations are not matching, I have built up the resistance. I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. I'm constantly looking at the failure. It is like riding a cycle on the road. And, let's say my pillion rider is saying, hey, there is a pothole. Don't look at the pothole. Don't look at the pothole. Where is your attention first going to go? Your attention is first going to go towards pothole. So where is likely your cycle going to go? To the pothole. But then you will start cursing. You know what? I didn't want to go to pothole, but I ended up in pothole. So positive thinking doesn't mean, oh, everything has to happen according to me. Positive thinking means at this point of time, how the situation is, acceptance of that reality of the situation, and then looking at what is that I want, then how can I start moving towards that? Now, will that happen? For example, we keep wishing, Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy, healthy, peaceful. As long as there is an otherness in me, will that ever going to happen? So, Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu, as long as there is an otherness, is never going to happen. The world is going to be the way it is. There will be terrorists, there will be liars, there will be looters, there will be rapists, there will be politicians. The world will continue to be the way it is. The only one who can be completely at peace with everything that the way it is you, is me. When I realize that this is the nature of the world, and the world is not out there, the world is in here, and the tension or the worry or the anxiety is because of how I am internally generating my response towards a given situation. I don't want terrorists, I don't want terrorists. That only is going to multiply. I don't want to be, I don't want to have diseases. Your mind is constantly occupied with diseases. I don't want disease, because that is what your thought process is. You have don't want, that's okay. But disease is there. Right now, for example, I ask you, Saravananji, please look around your room. You can do this simple experiment. Please look around your room, identify all the yellow things, and we want to throw them out. Just look around. What is that you're going to be noticing? Yellow things only. Because you want to throw them out. So mind is having whatever the instruction you're giving, that is what the mind gets occupied with. Yellow things.
A limited view again. Yeah.
Yeah, yellow things,
there is the
right?
limited view.
I don't want diseases. What your mind is going to be occupied with? Diseases. I don't want sadness. What is mind going to be occupied with? Sadness. So therefore, at the first level, I need to be clear about what is meant by positive thinking. Positive thinking doesn't mean that things will happen according to my wish. Positive thinking means that I am no more affected by what is happening. And I still look at what is that I want to create. Because see, the worry is not in terms of aim or the action. The worry is always in the fruit. And that too, one part of the fruit is my problem, failure. But the nature of the game of life is, it is always going to give you either success or failure. Just because I'm Krishna, I cannot expect everything to go according to me. That is not Krishnatva. Krishnatva is in recognizing that both are there. That's why Krishna says, Karmanne vadikaraste mahaphaleshu kadachana. He never said don't aim. He never said don't act. He said, give up your attachment to fruit of the action. Because your problem is not with these two. Your problem is with expecting a certain fruit of your action. Why he is saying that? Because he knows that life of the game, or the game of the life, is going to give you both. You need to learn to accept both as they come. Does it mean that then I become a defeatist when defeat comes? No, that's not what he's saying. He says, accept both or give up your attachment to both. Both are the same statements. Learn to accept both success and failure completely without any resistance is equivalent of saying give up your attachment to success or failure. Why? Because you are going to be at peace. Because the only person who is having all this fighting is you. So you, to remain at peace, learn to accept success and failure, or give up your attachment to fruit of your action. Then you will be at liberty to see what is that I want to do next. Okay, I wanted to complete my report, hasn't completed. My family should be happy, healthy, peaceful. Okay, this is the way it is right now. I want rose flower, but I don't want thorns. I am being illogical. I am being unrealistic. Like Prabhuji keeps saying, wisdom is not in expecting certain modification in the nature of the things. Wisdom in realizing how things are and looking at how I should be within me.
So from understanding, I'm telling you, from the class, the understanding, when I am by myself, the concepts look very clear, but I am constantly interacting with the world where there is this, I can interact, I can operate with my knowledge or view of the ideas, but then there is the other, and the other is
the other is once again in your mind, and the reaction to the other is the source of the suffering.
Yes.
Around there is an expectation from your side that you want the other person to behave the way you behave. When they don't behave, that is when that discontentment comes in the picture. That's what is happening.
In fact, I would like to add here, Vijayji has told a very good example here, that we don't have a problem with the aim, there is no problem with the action, but one part of the fruit, yes, we do have a problem. So I feel that, even when all of us are speaking, we are speaking out of the mind. So mind is, you can use it constructively or destructively. In fact, it is not the world which is a problem or what is happening or what we are doing, but exactly it is the mind which is creating a cloud on whatever we are doing. You do something, you start thinking whether I'm doing right or not. What
Satyaji, there,
this?
I'll interrupt and I'll just make a
Yeah.
small short comment. I feel there is a constant judgment going on all the time,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yeah.
The fruit is a perfect
Yes.
way to also
Yes.
explain. Okay,
Yeah.
every time, every second or every minute, there is a fruit being given to here, and like you start thinking, oh, okay. So there is a reason why someone got the fruit, and what should I? And I don't know why that comes, but like there is this internal desire to go do well, and I if I am yeah, it's just that like that
See,
interaction
I feel whatever outpour or outburst of whatever you are saying is again coming out of the mind. The mind has a constant way.
yeah, it keeps
Just like
commenting,
just like
oh, you're not
um,
good enough, or like
yeah.
you
So here what happens is the mind is almost the mind. One part of the mind is the ego, which actually catches hold of each and everything that we have or see. Okay, it can be the body, it can be the very thought which is coming from the mind. So we are holding on to the mind so much that we are not letting it go. In fact, if you see, Sharananji, when we are interacting, suppose you are interacting with your someone in the office. In fact, when I'm saying you are interacting, it is your body, mind which is interacting. You are not consciously interacting. In our whole conversations, we are saying that I am thinking, when I see the world is outside. Actually, all these things, I am interacting with the world. I is the world, and world also is the world. So I feel that there is just like you had a long day at office. So it is almost 10:30 or 11:30 in the night. Where do you want to go? You will obviously come back home. So that home is something you do very naturally. Even a drunkard, for that matter, when he's unconscious, he will anyway come crawling back to his home. So home is the place, is your place. That is where you are. So in fact, even when we are speaking, I am seeing that the fruit of my action is going to someone, and I'm seeing that, and I can't bear it. The fighting first is happening in the mind. So mind is a place where all the fights happen first. All the you start thinking about a negative thought, as Padmaji was saying, that negative thought emerges in the mind first. You act a lot. There is a lot of fighting inside first. So you feel that, okay, let me not think about it. Next day you say, why should I not think about it? Next day you feel, let me say it out. Let me see the end of the other person, or let me find out, and give justification to what I did. What is the other person thinking of me? Let me explain. So this constant explanation or seeking explanation, expecting or being expected something out of you, all these things are mind reacting with mind, world with world. There is no consciousness there. In fact, everyone is acting out of unconscious state, and that is why there is a lot of fight that happens inside before you really explode. Before a real situation emerges, it is not the consequence. In fact, something before the consequence also is happening in your mind, which actually probes you, or it pesters you to go out, fix it, and come back. Because the mind wants to prove itself. The ego, when I feel that I like something, that I am holding on to that like. I hold on to that like so much that the moment I see that that is being given away to someone in front of my eyes, again, my eyes, my body, my thinking, the fruit, all these is the world. Okay. So I personally would suggest that come back to your home. Come back to your seat of consciousness. Every moment, yes, you have to act with your mind, no doubt about it. You have to act with the world. You have to act with your hands, with your mind, with your thoughts, with your legs. All these are the world. They are nothing of this is you. So the world is interacting with the world. Let it interact. Let it get what it gets. But you stay in your house. During COVID situation, all of us were in our house. We did not lose anything. But we felt the constant urge in the very first month that yes, we have to go out, we have to do something. I'm missing out on all the social activities. I'm missing out my office. I'm missing out interacting. But we were all fine. So that made us realize that our house is the safest place. Similarly, being conscious is the only safest thing to do or to be. So you can do everything. You are given an energy. You have to act, upon, you have Shakti flowing in you. So that Shakti will go out to do everything it can. Okay, let the Shakti take care of it. Let Shiva take care of the result. But you are just acting in this world with the body given as the world. Your body itself is the world. So why take mind so seriously when again it is the part of the world? Yesterday you liked something. Let me give you 10 disadvantages of having that. Tomorrow you will not like it. So you can influence your mind. Someone can influence your mind. Something that's anyway constantly changing. So why would you bother so much about, I don't know why this is happening. And most of what we feel is just, building up. It is like you're building up.
Yeah, it builds. Yes.
Before your volcano actually erupts, there is a lot of 10,000 cells which already die in your mind, in your body, because of all the negative feelings and all the negative contentions. And there is a fight that goes on. It is a Kurukshetra Yuddha that is happening inside, where there is no, again, we cannot say that, only the good will win and the bad will lose. No. The war again is within yourself. Who knows which is good or bad? Again, that is your mind, which is
it looks
good and bad.
Yeah.
So I feel that just as after a long day, you go out, you visit Thailand, you visit Thunderland, or wherever you go. Ultimately, after 4th day or 5th day, you feel like, let me go back home. Why are we not, when we are interacting with the world, why don't we come back home soon? Who is holding you back there? No one wants to hold you, or no one wants to keep you there. It is your own mind that is keeping you. Your mind will not leave you until you fix it. Why should you fix it? You have done an action. You will get a consequence anyway.
So the thing is, you have to keep doing it. Right?
Your intention is always good. Your intention is to create a good action. Okay, what best you can do at this situation, that is the only thing you can do.
Can I just correct one small thing there in what Satyaji said? There is no good action or bad action. Your intention is to create a certain outcome.
Intent, good intent.
Yeah, good intention. That's all.
Yeah, action is always pure.
Yes, and particularly, Prabhuji always says, when I ask some question, he asks, "Do you have a choice, or is decision to be made?"
Okay, this is where I want to come back to finally. So why I started the question is, I at the end I feel that there is no control.
Choice is, the choice is the best I can do at this particular point of time. That is the only choice you have, with all the best intentions, with the best of the world in your mind. You want the best for your kids, you want the best for your office, you want the best for the world. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. So when you are doing something, if everything aligns with that, yes, you will do that. And to the best of your ability. Your body has a limitation. Your mind does not know many things. Though it thinks that it knows, there are so many things you don't know. So to the best of your knowledge at a given point of time, that is what you can exactly do. And Prabhuji generally asks, is there any decision you have to make now? Actually, we keep thinking that there is a very big problem in front of us. In fact, there is no problem. The mind says, what if this does not happen? What if this happens? What should I do if this? You can be prepared, you can plan, but you need not worry. You need not get attached to the whole thinking process. If there is a decision to be made, yes, you will take a decision. How will you take a decision? Do you have a choice? Yes, we have a choice to the extent of our ability, to the extent of our knowledge, to the extent of our physical ability, to the extent of our emotional ability. What you can do to the best of your ability at that point of time, you do. There will be 110 things you did not do at that time. So there is nothing you can do about it, because that is it. What is there at this point of time, Sharonanji, what health you have or what wealth you have is exactly planned for you. You do more or you do less. You do not be peaceful, don't sleep or don't eat and worry. That doesn't change anything at all. If it would have changed, everyone would have been fasting by now. everyone would have been, they would not have been sleeping by now. So there is nothing you can change. It is the right action guided by a right intention. That's all. So we just keep acting because a body and a mind is given to us. You just act. Whatever comes, yes. It is the mind which is actually clouding. In fact, do you have a real big problem in front of you right now?
Yeah, if you ask me now, I would say like perfect, everything is fine. I have done something good, that I am like sitting in a class and like having a good satsang, right? But then the moment you go out, where like these arrows are being shotted, that's where the whole thing is. I started with saying it looks like the world is as is. I have no control over it.
So come back home, Sharananji. That's all.
And I don't want to feel that I am running away from that. Come back home is like, you know what, like the world outside is too
come
bad.
back home, Saravananji, doesn't mean you give up. Come back home is essentially
that is
bliss.
where it's very difficult for me. Yeah.
Actually, there are many people.
Mind keeps criticizing that like you are running away, you are giving up.
No. Sharananji, one thing is, many people say that, this person is very detached. Or I see, sometimes we say, I want to be detached from everything. People assume that it is a negative word. Detachment is something that I am in my home. Okay, I am detached to the result of whatever I am doing. So that detachment has to be there in everyone.
Yeah.
So you go out, do whatever. You
Not easy.
go out, dance in the rain, you can swim in the water. Again, you come back home. So do whatever, but come back home.
Saravananji, just a short story, okay?
Yeah.
See, a child from the school came running, and there was a book on which a math challenge was given, and the child came running to the mother and said, Amma, I don't know how to solve this, can you help me? The mother looked at it and said that, my God, this looks like a college level problem. We used to study this in college. So tough. These guys are giving you at this stage only this kind of a problem. It's very difficult. Now, maybe go and ask your father. So the child runs to the father. And the father looks at it and says, oh, this one, it's simple. Come here. Okay, you do this first step. Now this is the second step. What you got now? That is the answer. Okay, so this is the situation. All right. Now let me ask you a question. When the child came running from the school, what was in the book? What was written in the book?
That problem, whatever.
There was a something called as a math challenge. It was not a problem.
Okay.
In the child's mind, it is just a math sum. And I don't know how to solve. I need to get help. Is the child at that point in time thinking that the math sum is easy or difficult?
No. Okay.
Neither. Correct?
No opinion. Yeah.
Okay. Now it went to the mother. Now what happened to the child's mind?
The property was attached to that. It's a difficult one.
It's a difficult one. But where was really difficulty? Did anything change in the book?
No.
What changed?
The view of
in the mind.
In the mind.
Because somebody put the thought it's a very difficult problem. Now the child may be thinking it's a very difficult problem. Now it went to the father. Did anything change in the book?
No.
What changed?
Again, the solution given into the mind again.
Who had the solution?
The father who has shown it.
Excellent. And why was it easy for the father? Again, don't get fixed to the gender. It's just for the example's sake. Why was it easy for the father?
Maybe he has gone through it once.
Excellent. That's all. So he has some experience. But let's say if we reverse the situation and talk something about some cooking, maybe the mother would have been the one saying it's a very easy thing to cook, and the father would be the one to say it's very difficult thing. Or let's say if the mother had a training in statistics, she would have been saying it's very easy, and the father would have been, scratching his head. Doesn't matter who does what. But the important thing to notice here is nothing changed in the book. Situation is the way it is. Our life situation are like the problem statement or the mathematical challenge given in the book. The very first thing that starts creating a tension in the mind is the moment I say it's a problem to solve. The moment I say it's a problem to solve, already I have created a problem to solve. Just notice the statements you are making as a response to what Satyaji was saying. You continuously were saying, it's very difficult, it's very challenging, it's very difficult, it's very challenging. In your mind, it has already become a very challenging problem.
That's the truth right now. At least last 2 weeks. Yeah.
Which means that you are constantly looking at the pothole in the road. You're looking at, when you're driving the cycle, you're looking at the pothole in the road and saying, I don't want to get into pothole. I don't want to get into pothole. So like Satyaji said, one is this whole situation is in the mind. See, again and again, that's why Sri Krishna says, it's your mind which is the best friend. It is your mind which is the worst enemy. Because the problem, whatever is written in the book is very difficult, creates all these kinds of sensations in the body. Because the sensation first started as a thought in the mind. What? It's a very challenging situation. It's a very difficult problem to solve. Now your body is going to go through, oh my God, I'm drowning kind of a feeling. Same situation. Now when you, like Satyaji said, okay, what is that I need to do in this particular situation? Now let's say there is rain happening outside, heavy rain, and I want to go out. My car is punctured. My umbrella is broken. My raincoat is not there. This is the situation. I want to go out. What should I do? What can I do? What are the choices I have? Is how Krishna again and again calls us to think about. That is when you will make your mind your friend and look at, okay, how to navigate in the storm. Don't get caught up in the storm and drown. How to navigate in the storm. To navigate in the storm is a choice you constantly have. When you, like Satyaji said, keep going back into your home. Means what? Means you realize that this is all a drama that I need to continue to play for the outside world. Deep within, this drama has no impact on me, because you are neither the one who is enjoying the drama, nor the one who has to get any benefit from the drama. You are actually the one who is watching the drama happen. What drama? The drama created by the world, which is nothing but the mind, and your body is part of that. So the interaction of all these characters is what you are enjoying. As you constantly go back into that, it's not a mental suggestion. To go back to home is not a mental suggestion. Oh, now I have to go home. I have to go home. That is not going to happen. You cannot be the mind and suggest the mind that, be peaceful. Realize you're beyond the mind. And realize that none of this ever is going to have any impact on you. You have been pure. You are pure. In your true nature, you're already in freedom, and there's nothing to fix. The only thing that needs any fixing is the connection to the mind. So then you're always in home. You're always in home. That's why this picture is just to show the distinction that, you are always at home. But if you forget and you are involved with this drama, you get attached to the outcome of the drama, is when the problem is. Let the drama continue. Let the rain continue. What choices I have now?
Yeah.
Can I ask my neighbor to drop me? Can I call Ola? Or can I call my friend and say that, no, I cannot come now? Or maybe today I'm going to be adventurous. I'll walk in the rain like a little child, always wanted to enjoy the rain. As an adult, I've gotten fixing into thinking that rain is difficult for me, or is going to cause a problem. No, let me enjoy the rain. Let me feel the rain, or let me go completely wet to my friend and see the wonder on his face. I have 1,000 choices in any given situation. I get fixed into thinking there's only one choice, and that choice is what I wanted to happen, and it hasn't happened. Why it hasn't happened? So now my mind has become my enemy. My mind is giving me the feeling that I'm drowning. Neither am I drowning, nor am I sailing, because I'm not going anywhere. I'm going somewhere is the illusion. I'm not going anywhere. You're always there.
Yeah. I mean, the drama is like way too real, and like I
It
keep
feels
forgetting
real.
it. Yeah.
I'll give you one personal situation about 2.5, 3 years back. Suddenly, a lot of people started leaving in my office. One day morning, I couldn't move my left leg. I couldn't wake up from the bed. I couldn't move my left leg. It was stuck. And it was excruciating pain. And the pain is only because, see, left part of the brain is controlled by the left part of the body is controlled by the right. And the right is involved with feelings, emotions, connections, love. Oh, all these people, they're leaving. They don't have that feeling of attachment. They don't love. That is my problem created by my mind. My attachment. So my left part of the body froze because my right, the feeling system is getting stuck. Oh, they shouldn't be leaving. They shouldn't be leaving. They shouldn't be leaving. I'm now looking at a dead end. And the dead end caused the left part to freeze. And the moment I realized how to release that, then the left part of the body released. Doesn't mean that suddenly people stopped leaving. Doesn't mean that, no more attrition.
Yeah. So
Now,
that world is not in our control again.
Now I'm completely at peace with attrition. Because I had to find the peace in that situation. Today, I am looking at, okay, how do I ensure that attrition is not going to impact the business? So it's a shift that had to happen within me. So the situation was continuously giving me that pain. So the moment it taught me that lesson, now there are other situations that come to teach me lesson.
And to add to that, we always think that we go through the problem, but when we look around, it is everyone who goes through the problem. Same problem, I would say, because I was always under the impression only I go through the problem. But when I look around, I feel that they have much bigger problem than me. So that when I think that way, my mind is at peace. Okay, I'm in a better situation.
Yeah, again, it's mind talk, mind getting convinced. Yeah. So no, so again, to go back to the starting point, can I say that like the world is the as is, whatever the drama that is going on, and
Can you change the nature of fire?
yeah,
Accept it. Now I want liquid water, but I have ice. Okay, this I can heat and I can convert it into water and I can drink. Change what you can.
Yeah.
So the
So
wisdom,
even that, The power of positive thinking, all those things is more of to take any situation in a positive way from the mind point of view. Right?
No, again, we have to be very, very clear about what do we mean by positive thinking. See, the whole thing is, therefore, let me just...
on this positive
I'll show
and
you one
negative
example.
also, we have a association with this is positive and this is negative. That's why we describe it like that. What is something
there's a lot
positive
of
is
books,
coming
lot of
or
books on this
something
thing,
negative
right?
is coming. Yeah. So one thing which helped me is, first, I think before the world judges us or before we think that what other person is going to think about us, I think first of all, we should stop judging ourselves. Okay, that is the first step, because what happens is whenever something wrong happens, no, we start thinking maybe I did this wrong, maybe I shouldn't have done that,
So
maybe I
mind
should have
is-
done that,
I-
you know, that first
mind-
comes in.
Mind inherently, I feel, is like a control system, right? Which operates even without, even you decide you want it or not, it tries to, it puts the positive spin thing, like I'm improvising it, I'm going to use this situation, and next time.
No, so who's controlling the mind? This is again a false notion. Will your finger suddenly raise up and go and prick your eyes? No, it won't. You are the one who is powering the mind. Now tell me, in this bottle, typical positive thinking. What is positive thinking? What is positive thinking?
Bottle is full.
No, look at this is so much. Don't look at this. Look at this. That is what people say is positive thinking.
Yeah, lot of water is there.
Okay. Now, this is actually so negative. If I wanted full empty bottle, if I wanted empty bottle, this is actually negative. So much water, Ayyo Rama. So therefore, it is neither positive nor negative. What is that I want? I want an empty bottle. Then what I need to do? I need to pour out this much. What I want a full bottle of water. What is that I want to do? Then fill this with water. That is called creative thinking. It is neither positive nor negative. The fixation is in getting convinced that there's a positive thinking that changes life. No, it is creative thinking that changes life. Because creative thinking is neither positive, doesn't look at world in terms of positive and negatives. Creative thinking is, what is it I want? Empty bottle? Okay, pour out this. What is that I want? Full bottle. What is that I should do? Fill this. That's all. Job done. I don't have water. Accept it.
Put a plant there.
See how to generate water. Maybe start digging well. So there's always a creative thinking possible. Creative thinking is always positive. So that is positive thinking. That I have the power to create means what? It will not happen, but I can constantly focus on that and I can act on that. And in the game of life, success or failure, both are there. And I'm completely in alignment with that dharma of life. Dharma of life is success and failure in any given game. Winning and losing is part of any game. Head or tail is part of any coin toss. That is dharma of life. Krishna says, no, dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Means what? When I realize what is the nature of things, then you are protected. Just because I'm Krishna, I cannot keep on saying I have to win all the time. Then I am only performing adharma. Then I am bound to suffer. This is the teaching of Krishna when he says dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. Realize what is the natural way of things, how they are, and align yourself. Your problem in life is you're not aligned to natural way of things. You have your own imaginary way of how things should be. Come out of that. Then you will be at peace. Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha.
Yeah.
So, all right, I think our Shubhaji had to summarize Tattva Bodha, but we got into this discussion, which is nevertheless a very important practical application of Tattva Bodha.
Yes, sir. We all go through this on an everyday basis. So this was required for our peace and bliss.
So Tattva Bodha is like, see, when can you fix a watch which is broken? When can you fix a watch that is broken? Let's say you have a fantastic mechanical watch given by your great grandfather. So many moving pieces. When can you fix the watch? If there's something is broken, huh?
Need the knowledge.
When you know the mechanism and the knowledge, isn't it? So Tattva Bodha is giving us the mechanism of how the world functions, what the world is. So as a technician now you are at peace. I know this is a wheel. I know this is a lever. I know this is a cog. Oh, I know how this ticks. Oh, this is a spring. Oh, see, the spring has broken. I just need to replace the spring. A technician will not be in tension. Yo, it is broken. He will not sit and cry. A technician is at peace. You know, the owner is the one who is tense. This is given by my great grandfather. Can you please fix it? The patient is the one who is broken. Doctor, please help me. I'm suffering so much. I cannot bear this pain. Doctor, please help me. The doctor is at peace. Okay, relax. Let me see. Hey, this is nothing but yesterday. What did you eat? I ate a lot of channa dal. That's all. Don't worry. You know, it's all because of the channa dal that you ate. Wait. Fast for one day. Thank you, doctor. The whole problem was created by my mind because I was not relaxed enough to be a technician. I am the owner. No, I want to fix it.
Yeah.
Why my body is going through this pain? What did I do yesterday? No, don't ask me. Right now I'm in pain. Don't ask me what I did yesterday. Don't. I am in pain right now. Fix my pain now. That is the attitude of an owner. A technician is relaxed. He'll look at, okay, which part has a problem and how to replace it, how to change it, and how to bring something else. Technician is always at peace because he can constantly keep fixing things. He has no problem in fixing things. The owner has a problem in fixing things. So Tattva Bodha and Bhagavad Gita
is the problem.
What Satyaji?
Ownership is the problem.
Ownership is the problem. See, Satyaji, no, she develops the software for all the companies. So as a development company, she has no problem. But those owners can get very tense. Our software is broken. Why are you not working on it? Satyaji doesn't have a problem, because she is separate from the ownership. She's developing it for them. When I become the owner, I suddenly have a problem. When you're not the owner, you can fix anything in life. How long? It's a never-ending game. You can keep playing this game.
Yeah.
Does it cause any tension? No. Look at the children. They take those 3 stones and 2 leaves. They play innumerable games with that. You are wondering, what are you doing? Oh, we are playing today. Look here. This is dinosaur coming. You're looking at it. It's just a stone. And that stone has no resemblance to any dinosaur. But the child is so happy playing that game. So wonderfully involved in that game.
In fact, Vijayji, I would like to add I was the principal of a college, and there we entrusted many faculty with different children's clubs. So we had entrepreneur club, and I was running the Toastmaster club, and we had a cultural club, many clubs. We had around 6 clubs. So we did a very big, fest for that, invocation, convocation, what not. On all occasions, we did everything. And at one point of time, my chairman, there was one lady who was taking care of the entrepreneur club. So she was actually getting so much, excited about meeting people from CII and getting them here. And I was very, motivating everyone, do whatever you want to get people and all that. And she was, and there was a stage where the club was performing very well. So she would not give the data of, the students to the college. So, and she used to keep all the, contacts of, all those members to herself. She would only share it with the students, and students would only share with her, should only share with her. So that was, the arrangement. And at one point of time, my chairman, everyone would expect that for all the great work that she is doing, she would be applauded, she would be promoted, she would be given an increment. But the one thing my chairman said was, she is doing well, but she's taking ownership. At that point of time, some people felt that, okay, thinking that this is mine. Okay, so we own our job, we own our office. Some people were of the opinion that that is a great thing because she owns what she is doing, and that is why she is able to deliver well. But for the organization, that ownership was bad. Because with ownership comes possessiveness, with ownership comes a lot of complexity, with ownership comes a lot of secrecy and competition and unnecessary politics. So that is not good for the institution. It was good maybe for the club which she was running, but it is not good for the organization. So then I understood one point, that he is not felicitating her, or he is not promoting her. In fact, he is saying that why is she taking ownership? That is not her club. Similarly, whatever situations we are in, or the body or the mind and everything, why are we taking ownership? We ultimately are working for someone. Let us give it back to them. Who are we to take ownership and claim something? No, why did this person do this to me? Who are you and what is that person? You are just acting your role which has been given to you. You have to play it to the best of your ability, give it back to that person, either in a better way or in the way it was previously. So that is what I learned from that situation there, that ownership is bad.
Excellent. Very nice. All right. So shall we conclude our today's contemplation? Shubhaji, I'll bring up the prayer.
Yes, sir. Right seeking. Om Asatoma Satgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, lead me from untruth, ignorance to truth, darkness to light, impermanence, death to permanence, immortality.
See here, this shloka, is it that you realize once and done? No. See, that's why this shloka has to become our guiding light. Because we are constantly in a situation in the life. In any situation, what is the truth is what the guidance of this shloka is. So the truth that we have realized through Tattva Bodha or Bhagavad Gita has to become the light of wisdom in that situation. Then only it is Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Tamas means what? Darkness. What is darkness? Some situational darkness. Physical darkness or some situational darkness in the mind. And when can light be there? When the light is lit by the truth. So that's why Asatoma Sadgamaya. Help me realize the truth first. How? Through Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. It is application of the truth. I have to find how to apply this truth in this given situation. then only mrityorma amritangamaya. In what sense? That there is a never changing aspect of you, and there's a changing aspect of you. And that is where the home, the concept of the home that Satyaji gave. So be in that home and play the changing game. Through what? By realizing the truth and applying the truth. Then only can you be Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. At peace all the time, at all the levels. So that's why I see these three is a magical thing. It is like our waking, dreaming, and
Sleep.
in all the levels you want Shanti. I'm very peaceful and I'm sleeping, but the problem starts when I wake up. That's why the shloka is given. So that I bring that deep sleep into my waking time, then only Jivan Mukti. And this is a constant sadhana. This is a constant sadhana. Shubhaji?
She's muted.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, that is complete. This is complete. When completeness is removed from completeness, what remains is complete. When completeness is added to completeness, totality remains complete. Om, peace, peace, peace. Nanu, nanembudu, nanalla, ideha, manabuddhi, nanalla, Sachidanandatma, Shivananu nane, Shivoham, Shivoham, Shivoham. I am not a body, mind, intellect. I am pure consciousness. Shivaswarup. Atmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Brahmadarshanam, Satyadarshanam. Recognition of the self is recognition of the whole. Recognition of the whole is the truth. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormukshiyamamritat. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanat Mrityormukshiyamamritat. We worship the three-eyed one who is fragrant and who nourishes all. Like the fruit falls off from the bondage of the stem, may we be liberated from death, from mortality. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. May all beings be happy, healthy, and peaceful. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Shubhaji. See, the yagna, yagna means offering. When you put something into the fire, you don't expect that thing to come back. So in the yagna, there is no tension. You're offering.
Yeah.
Arpana. So Arpana Bhava. That's why all the great masters put us into one or the other kind of a service. Arpana Bhava. They don't want us to do the service only during that 1 hour, 1.5 hours. Because they want that to become our attitude of life. That life itself is an offering. Surya Bhagavan, constantly glowing and not expecting anything back. Vayu Deva, Varuna Deva, the whole of the existence is in a constant offering. Yagna. May that
Except human beings, everyone is like that, no, sir, in the universe.
So may that become my living reality. That is only true dharma. Then only there can be peace, peace, peace in all states. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful
Hari Om,
day.
sir. Hari
Hari
Om,
Om.
everyone. Thank
Hari
you.
Om.
Everyone, thank
Thank you
you.
all.
Hari
Thank
Om.
you. Hari Om.